Okay, I wanted to make this video come out just to defend one of the developers of Adopt Me, which is one of the most popular Roblox games currently out right now, but also one of the most notoriously disliked Roblox games out right now. I'm certain if you are a Roblox player that plays quite frequently, you will be very aware as to what the game Adopt Me is, and you will never really be able to quite honestly evade it. It is always popular on the front page, it has set groundbreaking records on Roblox, and done many other things that other games on the platform have not been able to achieve yet. But a thing that you probably did not know about Adopt Me is that there's actually a pretty unfortunate backstory behind why the game was developed in the first place on Roblox. And I'm wanting to put this information public on a YouTube video for a wide-scale audience so people understand the developers' perspectives, and just so they don't start blindly hating on the developers or the game without understanding context. If you're new to this channel, please make sure to subscribe and like the video so that this information gets a bit out further so people understand this a little bit more. So before we talk about Adopt Me as a whole, we need to talk about one of the main developers on the game and a project that he used to work on before he even started making Adopt Me, which is Newfissy. And the game that he made before he started working on Adopt Me is a game that you might know and a lot of people recall known as Treelands. This game was a very popular game on Roblox a couple of years back, even had a lot of YouTubers making videos a few years ago on this, getting tons of views on this game. Quite frankly, I have never touched Treelands myself, but it did look quite interesting when it was still a thing on Roblox. And people over the years have been super peeved at Newfissy for not updating Treelands, or for not caring about the game anymore, or just moving on from Adopt Me, or from Treelands over to Adopt Me. Well, the truth of the matter behind Treelands is actually really horrific and really sad, and I really would wish it upon absolutely nobody. But this is what happened that caused Newfissy to go ahead and change his direction from Treelands over to Adopt Me. Recently, Newfissy came out on Reddit with a very fantastically made post as responding to criticism about why he gave up on Treelands, or why he went ahead and started focusing on Adopt Me. And this is why I'm saying that I respect Newfissy a lot on another level, is because he is extremely transparent, very open, and very honest about any criticism that he receives about himself or his games, and he will take it into accountability if you have any valid or serious criticism regarding his games. He has always been like this, and whenever there's a time when anyone just decides to hate on Newfissy in YouTube comments, on Twitter, or anything, I always just think of it as kind of cringy, because he is genuinely one of the nicest people I've had interactions with in terms of the developer community. He absolutely did not have to come out and make this giant Reddit post regarding why he shifted his direction towards Treelands to Adopt Me, but he decided to anyway because he felt like it was the mature thing to do, and he felt like being open and honest towards people that were curious. But before anything gets a little bit off track, let's go ahead and start reading off this Reddit post together. And also, if you're curious why I'm talking about Treelands so much, it does have relevancy into play as to why Adopt Me exists in the first place, and it leads into the backstory of why this even exists to begin with. Newfissy made this big Reddit post saying, "Hi everyone, Newfissy here, former creator of Treelands and now co-founder of Adopt Me. I wanted to address this post made by somebody on Reddit that critiques my decision to stop development on Treelands and to work on Adopt Me." And there's just a little small thing right here of a fan of Treelands that was quite obviously annoyed as to why there was a sudden stop in Treelands and all of a sudden it just went over to Adopt Me, you know? I am not afraid of some constructive criticism, so let's discuss. Hopefully I can shed some light on this whole situation, and because Reddit is 13+ and not the target audience of Adopt Me, I'm also ready to fend off the trolls and the haters. I just want to ask everyone to read through the entire thing before making any judgments. First, I want to express my deepest gratitude to those who supported me in the era of Treelands, and like many of you, I am still nostalgic for those days. There were so many positive voices in the community who helped me, encouraged me, and inspired me. The elephant in the room is question on why I decided to lead the Adopt Me team over from building Treelands into the position where Adopt Me is today. My closest friends and advisors within the FC Treelands community know the answers and understand the nuances of my decision, but I'd like to take the time to publicly explain my personal views. Newfissy quote tweets another Redditor here saying, "Apparently one of the people working for this game died. I have no idea if that changes anything." To of which Newfissy responds, "This is true, and the effects of losing this important individual had deep ramifications for our team. This individual was with us from the beginning, and their loss caused a senior member for our team to spiral into a deep depression. For reasons that I shouldn't detail detail here for the respect of this team member's privacy, this caused the atmosphere within our community to become deeply unhealthy and toxic, and I knew that I needed to leave. And this is the sad part behind everything, is that apparently, unknown to my knowledge, 2 years ago, somebody working very close with Newfissy and his developers on Treelands actually ended up passing away. And this is truly horrific for me, and it's truly saddening to hear about, because when you think of Roblox developers, a lot of them are very young in age, a lot of them are in their 20s, or like even younger than that sometimes, so to hear for somebody to pass away in the Roblox community that worked on such a very phenomenal game is truly heartbreaking, and I feel really bad for that. And you know how dealing with loss is, if you ever have lost like someone very close to you, or a pet, or something that you really value very heavily, a lot of the team members got into really bad depressive episodes, and it caused the work environment for Treelands to become extremely unhealthy and toxic, two of which at this point, that is when Newfissy decided that he needed to have something for better endeavors of himself, because that toxicity, after a while, man, it really starts to get to you, and I feel that 100% on his end. There's also other reasons as to why he stopped working on Treelands, like the code being really messy because he worked on it in high school, and his coding right now obviously is a lot better compared to back then, and he would have to do a complete rework on the entire game for it to be a lot less clunky and messy to work with. But now, after everything has been cleared up about Treelands and, you know, why they stopped working on it, but there's really been no information about Adopt Me and why they started working on that. This is cleared up at the end of this Reddit post. Now, let's talk about Adopt Me. Many of you are upset that I stopped working on Treelands to work on, of all games, Adopt Me. You know why I stopped working on Treelands, but why did I choose to work on Adopt Me? Remember Club Penguin or Two Town, Neopets or Tamagotchi? These are the games that we all grew up with. The reality is that Adopt Me is the modern day equivalent for the kids today. I am fully aware that Adopt Me isn't likely for you, it's mainly for kids for today, and Reddit represents a significantly older demographic. When choosing where to put my time, I focus on where I can have the most impact. Adopt Me is that place. 22 million kids having a blast playing their favorite game every month. This is an experience that many will remember into adulthood, similar to how we're nostalgic for MapleStory or RuneScape, and I'm genuinely happy working with my team, building the highest quality content. Note, this does not mean this content appeals to you, with the strongest engineering practices with the most creative art. And at the end, that matters a lot to me. I left Treelands to find happiness, and I feel like I've discovered it. Some of the veteran community can spread hate all they want, but it won't stop me from enjoying what I'm doing every day. Thanks for reading, and feel free to ask any questions below. And I gotta say, from community responses or responses to criticism of any form, this is probably one of the most mature responses I've ever seen regarding to talking about why somebody has quit developing the game. Newfissy did not owe anyone this response. He did not have to go into specific detail regarding the game or why he started working on Adopt Me in the first place. He could have chosen to be completely silent if he wanted to and leave everybody in the dark. But instead, he chose to take this criticism, give full, honest, context-filled answers so people are not so left in the dark about it. So I hope you can understand a developer of Adopt Me's perspective a little bit better so that you don't just blindly hate on them, because I've seen this before. When I have made Adopt Me videos in the past of me playing with my girlfriend or just checking out the game in general or talking about it, I see a lot of stigma and negativity about this game. And I know Newfissy a lot better than a lot of people here, and I can genuinely say he is one of the nicest people I have interacted with in the developer community. And look, I get it. I get not liking Adopt Me. I get it because of the fact that the game does not appeal to you. It doesn't appeal to me either, alright? I don't really like Adopt Me as a game that much, and that's not me saying that I hate the game, it just does not appeal to me. The idea of having an adopt and raise game is not really something that's particularly new on Roblox to me because I've been here forever, and therefore that's why the game doesn't really click with me, you know? I just want people to understand perspectives and both sides of the argument regarding everything. Knowing both sides is truly the best power you can have in becoming a constructive thinker and a better person that can construct their arguments better about anything and anywhere in any perspective of life. But let's have a final recap of this video for all the information that we have covered regarding the situation and why Adopt Me exists in the first place. Newfissy used to work on a game on Roblox called Treelands, and he worked in it up until the point where a developer of Treelands ended up tragically passing away. This person passing away caused a lot of the developers to become in a really bad mentality and a bad mindset, and it got to the point where Newfissy had to find new endeavors to develop better games on Roblox. And that is why Adopt Me exists on Roblox. You may not like the game, it may not appeal to you, but please understand the backstory of this game so you can understand it a little bit better and you don't go and blindly hate on the developers without knowing the full story behind anything. Anyway, I believe that is all the information I have to cover today. I just really wanted to get this out so people understand both sides instead of just blindly hating on developers for no particular reason. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this explanation, please make sure to like, subscribe, and check out my other Roblox videos because I make videos like this daily, and you may find one or two of them enjoyable. But until next time, folks, I am Kaneko Kitten, and I will see you tomorrow with another Roblox video as per usual. But until next time, peace.